Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to make a series of videos here on different ways to protect different land layouts. And the one thing you will see they all have in common is they're all small communities. Okay, the reason you're doing small communities is because this is something you do have control over. When you are part of a suburb or something in the city, this type of stuff, you're limited. Already you're dependent on water from somewhere, you're dependent on food from somewhere. That's just city life. That's the way it is. So that, I don't know, I'm gonna have to give more thought. I don't see how something like that's gonna work. The only way I can see the city stuff working is when everybody rats on each other and everybody takes away from somebody else. And as you will see, when you're working with small communities, we don't take away from each other, but what we do is we add to each other. We help each other. And so the basics is when you're in a small community like that, the things you need to look for in a small community is you need to have access to water. That's the first thing, is water. You need water, and then you need water purification. You can do this as individuals. This is what a lot of preppers do. They prepare for themselves and that's it. But when you saw me talk about the three-man militia, one of them could be water, and the water people, this water militia, they can treat. They'll have access, or they'll have knowledge on how to treat large volumes of water. And that's because they need to be able to get up enough water for everybody in the community. So if your community is a couple dozen, up to a few hundred, you need to have militia in water, so they have the capabilities of purifying that much water. And the reason you need that much water is because you don't want everybody in the community using their time for preparing water. It's the same thing with food. Everybody thinks, well, I got enough food for me. Well, yeah, but when you're working it as a community, you need to take care of everybody. Everybody needs to do it. Otherwise, you'll be spending all your time trying to get water, trying to have food prepared, trying to do all this kind of stuff, and you won't have time to help your neighbors. You won't have time to protect your area. Now, so that's why you need the three-man militia in water. They'll be able to test water, to check to see, make sure the water wells are good water, and some water needs to be purified, some water won't need to be. And they will be able to test it and check to see how the water situation is. And because you don't want to get sick. And water is one of the first things that are going to get you sick. It's going to be the first thing that's going to get you sick, and it's going to be the first thing to get you well. When you are sickly, you need plenty of good, clean water to flush out all the toxins, the sickness. That's why you're sick. You have toxins. So you need that good, fresh, clean water to get all that stuff out. And the next thing is when they're testing the water, they'll have the means to purify it. Some simple ways would be using sand and charcoal, and this type of stuff. And when they study this, they will learn how to do it. And they can do it in buckets. You just pour the water in a bucket, or 55-gallon drums, 5-gallon buckets. When you're out by yourself, you use bandana, and same thing. You put bandana up, another bandana, another one, and you have the different layers where the water, you pour the water on the top, and it purifies it when it comes out at the bottom. So but your water purifying or your water militia will know all this stuff already. And they will use their time to make sure that there's plenty of water for your community. And now the next thing is going to be food. And I mentioned that even my bus, now I'm getting it set up where I can prepare food. I want to be able to prepare food for 100 people and feed them twice a day. In an emergency situation, you're lucky to get 2 good meals a day. And that's what I want to be able to do. And I don't know, I might be able to do more, I might be able to do less, I don't know. But realistically, I probably won't be doing it at all. I know how to do it, but like I say, I'm old, and it'll probably be the younger people I'm going to be showing how to do it. And I want to make sure I have all the equipment they need to do it. So, and then where am I going to get all this food? I'm not planning on storing all this food, because I expect people to have food already. If you don't have food and you come into my community, you better have some damn good skills that we need to make up if we're going to use our food to feed you. So in other words, I just need to have the facilities to prepare food, be able to prepare food. And especially, like I say, we're talking about a small community, so we're going to be a place where we have gardens, we're going to have some livestock, we're going to have food will be there. And besides that, at least people I know that live out in small communities, they have plenty of food in case we have emergencies of some type. Now, I probably, I don't know, last 20, 30 years, 40 years, I had well over 6 months supply of food. I know when I had children in the house, I had more than 6 months supply of food. And it was dehydrated food. And so I had the food. But I say I don't have time to prepare food and see to the security of the family and shelter and all that stuff. That's why you have a food militia. And this militia would be, like say, like my bus. I will have all the facilities I need, the equipment so I can cook food. I'm not talking about propane and electric and all that stuff. I want to be able to do it over an open fire. So because, like I say, I've got to have everything needed to do my part in the 3-man militia in food preparation. Now, people will have to bring food to me, and then I'll bring you bring like I don't know, some cans of food, and leave them closed. And what I'll do is I'll put them to the side, and I'll feed you what I already have from what people gave me from the last time I fed everybody. So each time you eat, you come in, you trade some food, and then I'll give you food that's prepared and ready to eat. So this way you're not spending your time trying to prepare food. You will already have it. Now, that's where I made suggestions for city people now to get a hold of some country folk and start making friends with these country folk. And then now would be a good time, or not now, probably should have done it years ago, but you can store your freeze-dried food at their farm or whatever it is they have out there, and it wouldn't hurt to put a few guns and put some ammunition out there. Once you do that, now you have your foot in the door. You will be welcomed in that house or that community. And that's because you've already showed the interest you have, and by providing substance in the way of materials to show that you are serious and you want to belong to that community. So you don't have to live there. You just have to have the means to get there. And so that's what I'm saying. All this is going to be set up on small communities. And but they're all going to need, like I say, these militias in water and food. you're going to have those. You're going to have a whole lot more. And as I talk about this stuff, you're going to see where all these other militias are going to be necessary. You're going to need these other 3-man teams. And like I say, it's not like you're just going to do the one. You might be the water purification, and you're also going to be in security. You're going to be in the meet and greet group. You know what I mean? You're going to be in all different kinds of groups. But right now, you need to specialize in something. Have something to make you a very important part of the community. You need to have skills. The more skills you have, the more important part of the community that you'll be. And that's why you need to start now with 3-man militias in different things. Learn leathercraft. Okay, another thing that I've been doing here lately is knife sharpening. I've been figuring out how, and it's all self-taught. Most of the stuff I do is self-taught. I'm learning how to sharpen knives, tomahawks, machetes, this type of stuff. And that would be a skill. So see, as many skills, and that's a 3-man team right there. You can start your 3-man militia in sharpening stuff, and it's not going to cost you much. I mean, a file, a whetstone, and there's 3 of you, so you share the cost, or one person can buy this, another person buy that, and then so as you learn, and then after you've learned everything, and then you've lost interest, well then good. Just get rid of the militia, or change the militia's goals to something else. Start learning lock picking, or some other skills that would be nice to have. So, but anyway, keep all this in mind when I am showing you all the different types of land layouts, and how to defend them, what kind of stuff in the way of threats to expect, what kind of things that you're going to have to need to take care of it, such as sicknesses, diseases, and this kind of stuff, because you're going to have to learn how to do all this stuff. But right back to that's why you need nurses in your community, or if you have some city people that are nurses or medical of some type, and they want to come join your community, hey, no problem. And what they need to bring out is medical stuff that they could use. It's not going to do us any good if we don't know how to use the equipment. And so, the same thing, what good is your skills if you don't have the equipment to back up your skills? So now we're right back to, if you want to come join our community, what skills do you have, and do you have the necessary equipment to provide those skills? Some skills won't do any good, like a cell phone expert, or electronic in the way of computer repairman. When you don't have electricity and you don't have internet, because the internet's going to be one of the first things going to be shut down. There's going to be certain skills that are just going to be worthless. That's why you need a multiple of skills. All right, we're going to start. This is going to be the first part. Now the rest of them, we're just going to go right straight into the different kinds of situations. Thank you. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Keep your eyes open for the rest of this series.